有来，这次有来的你们，不要讲了哈，已经点头了，值得。然后上次没有来的，不要觉得我在讲你哈，没有哈，就趁这次好好认识他们。等一下你们可以问他们问题 ，OK， 他们也会跟我们share哦。OK， 把时间交给维林，然后等一下维林跟 KV 是用英语讲的，可是很容易会明白。如果你们真的不是很明白，可以举手。他有师傅，他师傅跟来了，就是也是何志强先生，师傅好。OK， 把时间交给你。
谢谢。晚上好，很抱歉我们迟了。我先要讲是我们的家是我们孩子没有去上学，不等于他们没有学东西。OK，so 为什么呢？我们不送他去学校呢？是很长的故事。因为I'm a bit split personality now. I'm supposed to think in English, speak in Chinese. So I speak in English. Okay. Anyone who has difficulty, just put up your hand. We have our very learned translators, Ms. Laura and Mr. Chika. Okay. So what is our basically our story is I saw just now a parent carrying a 1-week-old baby. Congratulations to the parents, new parents. Okay. Yes, you need to start early to think about your children's future and the education, and that's what we did. Actually, we thought about their education way before we had children. Actually, we thought about it when we were in school. That was many years ago. Okay, so our perception of schooling is that it may be suitable for a lot of people, but there are other ways to learn, and especially today. Okay, so that's from far away. From my experience in my schooling, I could in primary school I enjoyed it very well because it's a small school and like family. But secondary school was huge school. I got lost inside, so I couldn't wait. I'm counting the days from Form 1 to Form 5 to get out of school, to really do something with my life. Okay, so then we had our 3 children, and we thought, must we send them to school? Is that the only way? So luckily we found that it's not the only way. Okay. So actually my husband is going to give you an introduction why we come to this conclusion. We are not the first person to think of it. We're not. There are many people, pioneers, who think about education, who are showing us there is a way out of our suffering, the children's suffering. Okay, so I'll pass it to him first, then later I'll come back and talk to him. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, dear. I shall begin in English. We have translators, so don't worry. We have time together, we can talk. Let me appreciate the organizers for bringing us here again this year. We had a very good time last year. Also, I recognize the fact that we are in a building that is association for former students of a very, very established school. We're not here to say how bad school is, and we recognize certain schools, like Jisin School, have been very established and produce, many, many good people that come out from there. But what we are saying here is that I think we need schools. We need more than schools. We need choices, because people are very different and times are changing. The world is getting very global. We cannot take the old way 100%. It's just the only way to go. So the way we are presenting our sharing, our discussion is, I will talk a little bit about philosophy, right? Why I talk about philosophy? Because men know how to talk only. That's why some people say. The real people are the wives and the mother who stay at home, right? But there are some fathers who stay home also, right? Okay, so since I'm not working outside, I'll do the talking of the philosophy. Then I'll share some experience with you. How we came about this, going to homeschool seriously, we talked about this for a long time. What can we do? We're going to have kids. We look at the situation around us, we were very, very concerned. So I actually wrote a paper many years ago before my children were born. We have 3 kids, 16, 15 and 8 this year. So I wrote a paper to start a school. I went to all my friends in the different universities who are professors and said, please be my advisor. Until I met one family. About 20 years ago, I was the organizer of a peace walk. 50 years, the end of the Second World War, there was a group of people who organized a walk from Auschwitz in Poland all the way to Hiroshima in Japan. So I organized the Malaysian leg. We walked in Malaysia. So there was this family that came and after the walk, stayed in our house for a few days. Then we asked them, why your kids don't go to school? How come you have the time to walk from Auschwitz to Hiroshima? He said, oh, I'm homeschooled. That's the first time we really heard of homeschool children in front of us. And I remember them because they have very interesting value system and they have very, very interesting practice. So during meal table, they will sit and then they insist that as family, you must always sit together for meals. And before they start the meal, before they eat, what do? They don't say prayer, they don't say anything. They do a 10-second staring at each other, looking. Look at the mother, mother look at you, the son look at the sister, then look at the brother, silent. Since I joined the table, we have to sit there. Right? So it was very funny at that time, but now I realized it's a very interesting practice that they have developed. They have found opportunity to recommunicate as individuals, as human beings. We are too busy today. One of the problems, we are getting too busy. We need to relook at our lives. The more busy we become, the more different our children will grow up from us. So we have to be aware. So that was a turning point. We explored homeschooling very seriously. We went to US, put our savings together, whole family. That time, all 4 of us, we went to attend the California Homeschool Conference. We learn as much as we can from people there. So today, we want to share our experience with you. Okay? So, we have come together, we have formed a small group called Learning Beyond Schooling. You see on our website. And with Chi Kiong, Laura, and some friends, we have formed a community-based learning center called CLICK. CLICK stands for Community Learning Initiative Center. And the kids come together and get a chance to interact. Right? Over the presentation, I'll share with you what we do. Right? But right now, excuse me, what I want to share with you is that this session is to rethink the way education is being carried out today. That's why we use the title hacking, right? You all know what's hacking, right? Okay? Not computer hacking. The real hacking, you take a knife or stick and you beat somebody apart, is hacking. So we need to beat education really hard. We need to rethink a lot of things. Okay? So today we are not here to convince you to homeschool. It's your choice. If you hear something we say that resonates in your own life and you feel that it's something you want to explore, we'll be glad to help you. Right? We are not here to beat schools apart and say, no, they are really bad. We are here to ask you to rethink what education is all about. It is about learning, it's about community, it's about family, it's about life. Okay? And we want to share with you some of the principles that we adopted. If you decide not to homeschool, it's fine, and we hope that some of the principles you can apply in your own family as you take your children across, you know, in their lives growing up, right? So hacking, as I mentioned, is about beating up. Okay, so this is from dictionary.com. I don't need to show so much. Okay, what really concerns me today is when it comes to schooling and education, there are few people who choose to be different, and it's very, very difficult to be different in the school environment. So for us, we cannot afford for our children to be led by the blind. Most people don't know what they're doing. The days of very, very dedicated teachers are few and far in between. Okay? Our education system has somewhat become a social, political agenda behind it, and we are deeply concerned about that. There's also an economic agenda. Right? Every private school is about profit. I'm very concerned. You know, somebody asked, there was a posting in Facebook. I'm very active in Facebook. Okay, so if you want to connect with me, let me know on Facebook. So someone posted, oh, the government now says quota for international school is released. So you can send your children to international school, no need approval. So they ask, what does that mean to you? Some people say, well, the divide between the rich and the poor will become bigger. My answer was that start buying shares in those companies who own the schools. Because they are going to make money, and they are out to make money, guarantee that. Right? It's all about, you know, there's a song called, it's all about the money, 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 right? So we don't want to be led, we want to think for ourselves. So when we hack our education, what does it mean? We want to decide how, where, when, what we want to learn. We decide. We let our children decide, not somebody decide. Not the people who decide what we learn, yet they send their own children out to overseas. We're not going to let those people decide for us, because we want to decide, we want to empower ourselves. So to hack, we have to decide about that. We want to bend the institutions to our own way of thinking, to our own reality. We don't want to just blindly follow institution, right? And we want to make the most of the best years in our lives as children growing up, to teenagers, you know, it's the best time of their lives. The best time of my life was playing, man. We were cycling out. I think there's still a lot of this life here, but I'm from Kuala Lumpur. People have lost that. Okay? If you have it, please preserve it. And when I was growing up, I was never in the house, except when dinner time my father called me. Or when Kobe don't come back, he will lock the door, we stay outside for the whole night. You know, we had friends, we played, you know, but that life is missing. Okay? So we want to make the best years of our lives. Okay? And we want to explore, above all, our true potential, what we can truly do as an individual, not what other people decide for us. So that's why we think about hacking our education. Right? So, oops, what happened? Alright, this is failure of technology. So, okay, let's go a little bit faster. Okay. Okay. One of the challenges today is we have this paradox. Paradox means you say something but something else is happening. What is the reality? In reality, in the assumed thing about university is that universities are so advanced in the learning that they define what secondary school is about. And they establish what it means to be an educated person. College is the source of the newest and the most cutting-edge knowledge. That's the belief. But the reality is not so. Maybe for a few universities, but most universities not. Undergraduate programs have become remarkably unchanged over the time. Okay? 10, 20 years, no, university has not changed much. The most successful people in the world are the people who drop out of college today. Right? Microsoft, Bill Gates dropped from college. Who is that? Steve Jobs never graduated. Jerry Yang founded Yahoo, never graduated. Sergey, who started Google, failed, never graduated. Because they found something more interesting that the university cannot cope with that. Right? So that's our university today, most of it. Right? Education will be more of how to process and use information and less about imparting it. But today's schools is more about imparting education and not a process of learning. It's still happening. Next point. We all know that knowledge will continue to grow if we collaborate. Very simple. If we sit down, we discuss, we learn more. Right? But in today's learning environment, in many schooling systems, it is still very much in a box. No discussion, duduk, diam, jangan bercakap. Okay, then murid yang bagus. Okay, murid yang bagus. The new technology is profoundly changing the way we are educating. Right? We have seen organizations like Khan Academy. MIT is going full, almost full, what you call this, online learning for free. Technology is changing. But what's happening today is that people are using technology to make money out of children. Sad, really sad. So how can we afford it? How can we afford, right? And these are not my words. This is the words of Lawrence Summers in an article he wrote, What You Really Need to Know. It came out in the New York Times, January 20th, 2012, this year. Okay? Right? So anyway, these slides you want to copy, I can give it to you. Right? So what are the principles of hacking? Three principles. Number one is about value system. We often ask ourselves, what is our values? We think about it, we collaborate, we share, we agree. Right? And I want you to go back. One of the thoughts is, as you leave this seminar tonight, think about what your values are. What is important to you? Then ask yourself what is more important to you. Then one more time, ask yourself what is the most important thing to you. What are your core values? Okay. So, communicate, discuss, share, and agree with it. Don't forget to include your children in the discussion. Okay? Many people don't involve children in discussion. No, this is an adult problem. Children, please go and play. But we want to change that paradigm. Okay? So first thing, relook and appreciate what your real values. What's your family values? We have corporate value. We have every value. My family got value now. Have we talked about it? Right? Number two, reach your highest potential. Everyone, we believe everyone is special. Everyone is a genius in their own way. And we need to find out how they are a genius. Okay? We don't believe anyone is stupid, the word used stupid, slow, lazy, playful. What else is cool? Everybody knows, right? Okay, too quiet, whatever lah. Okay, all these teachers used to tell about me last time in school, so I remember. Because it was report card day, my father will come and collect report card and my leg was shivering. This guy too playful, he never listened in class, he cannot pay attention, you know. But we now realize that there are problems, there are learning needs, okay, called attention deficiency issues we need to deal with. There are reading and learning issues they need to deal with, right? I came across a person who cannot study, who cannot read, who cannot write, seems to don't know anything, cannot remember anything, right? But when he started playing, anyone of you know Pokemon? Can you memorize all the Pokemon? Cannot. This person can. Who cannot remember anything, can memorize all the Pokemon. I don't even know what they are. Okay? So, your child could be one of those who are special in their own way that is not discovered. You need to find out. Okay? So the journey to discovery is very important. Okay? So we wanted to find out what our kids were, what's their potential, and how we nurture them. So the idea here is we learn to look inwards, not outward. So in our own homeschooling experience, we do a lot of inward searching. Right? A lot of people panic when they find that their children cannot fit in school or don't take out. They will look for what is called that. What can I learn? What syllabus should I do? Should I send him there? Should I send her there? You know. But homeschooling is the basic word is that home. At home, in your house. Some people phone us and say, my children is out of school now. I want to homeschool. Then I say, very good. Congratulations. Can you send me to the nearest homeschool? Right? Then I ask them, what's your address? That's the place, your home, the homeschool, right? Okay? So, we spend a lot of time seeking inward. In fact, we still get emails to say, now, even today, sometimes the message pop up, I want to homeschool, where can I homeschool? Where is your home? Okay. The last, most important, this is a bit difficult to explain, let me try. Right? This is, we say be awakened. We need to be awake to what's happening in the world, and we need to understand and appreciate the fact that we are all unique, we are all connected together somehow. We are all part of this universe, this fragile universe. We have to acknowledge it and appreciate it. Okay? This means there's a lot of appreciation for Mother Nature, the way we live our lives, the way we interact with people. That's important for us. Okay? So to be awakened is to appreciate that we are interconnected and to understand that to connect with others, we start to connect with ourselves, to look for happiness inside us. Some people say, well, so soon you are teaching religion here, so we are not teaching religion. Okay? If there's any word we can use is spirituality. Okay? If there's something that we encourage people to do, we encourage people to go deep into their own religious practice and be that spiritual path. Because I personally feel every religion has that deep inner spiritual depth that connects us all. Okay? Search for it. Okay? So in our clique gathering, sometimes we have people sharing the different ways we do reflection on food, we do prayer before food, so we appreciate all that. Okay? The whole idea of being awakened is to find yourself. Be yourself, then you can be happy. Because most of the time we are not being ourselves. We be who other people tell us to be. Right? At work, we be who your boss and our corporate environment want us to be. Right? And when we go shopping, we buy the things what advertisement tell us to be. You buy this shirt, you buy this doll, you are happy. You are become a subject of consumerism. Right? And consumerism is very powerful. it is taking away a lot of our children's mind. Because advertising, product placement and all that is taking away our children's way of thinking. They think other ways. Oh, everybody does that. The best mobile phone. Everybody must get a Samsung Galaxy S3 or whatever it is. Or whatever. Every 3 months, we change new phone. Right? So, that is something that is creeping into our culture. And if we don't take care, we'll lose our children to that consumer culture. So to be awakened means we need to find ourselves. Right? So this is as far as I can go on this topic. Right? But something to think about. So a little bit of sharing before I pass the wedding. She'll share her own experience, how we do it. Number one, okay. Many words. Okay. We believe that learning can take place anywhere. If we are receptive to it, and we allow our children to take the lead, learning can be really, really powerful. When we went to California more than 10 years ago, more than 15 years ago, I think, we attended this conference called the California Homeschool Conference. And the theme of the conference, when we walked into the hall, there's a big poster, welcome to Homeschool Conference, California Homeschool Conference. The big theme there, trust your child. So simple. And there's a picture of a boy, young boy, leaping off the rock, jumping into the sea. So trust your child. He or she is going to live her own life. Right? So trust them to say, this is what I want to learn today. Trust them to say, this is not what I want to learn today. Right? This is what I want to do today. So why don't we share some of the detailed experience with you, right? So how we do it? So one of the problems we all say in our life, in our hectic KL or urban life, is no time, right? In fact, time is the best teacher. We allow time for them to be themselves, to explore, right? Then you find that they grow very, very, very fast. Okay? So here you have Restless Chikyong there. In our clique we have the science experiment. So he does science experiment with us. This is my son, our son here. Right? He loves maps. He just loves to read maps. I don't know why. I need to find out what genius is there for him. So I just let him read maps. He loves dinosaurs like our kids. Okay? But this person, if you love dinosaurs, is one thing. If you can watch BBC walking with dinosaurs, how many times? 20 times? 10 times? I don't know. How many times did you watch? Okay? He can tell you which dinosaur appeared in which episode, in which CD. Right? He did all that when he was 5 or 6. And we realized he has an amazing memory. So we just let him take his time. Right? So, allow kids to try things out. Right? Tree climbing. Parents say, wow, dangerous after all. We know the danger, we have to manage it, but allow the space for them to try, to grow things. Our second daughter, she's a dancer. She spends half her life dancing, the other half sleeping. But she's so tired, she can't sleep. Next day you wake up, by the time it's afternoon, she goes to dance again. She just completed, or should I say, she just got knocked out from the recent showdown 2012. Right? So it was an interesting experience for her. Because we allowed her to try. When she got knocked out, well, a lot of people say she failed, she lost. Doesn't matter. We allow opportunity to try. Okay, and this is Amrita. She's here. She loves to sing. She picked up the guitar and started singing. And then started writing songs. She will sing for you today at the end. Right? 1 or 2 songs, okay. So, right? So, enters a lot of competition. 2 weeks, was it last week? Last week,